Church has elected the first ever Pope from America. And as an American Catholic, I could not be more proud, which is a sin, and now I'm ashamed.
Yes. The Democrats, you see, the media, they're going after the Pope by proxy. He has a family, and so the news media is going after his family. Anything his family might have said or posted online, the media is going after the Pope's family. Take comfort knowing that they will all burn in hell for eternity, so that's pretty good. Can't have everything, but we got that. And a very good Monday to you this Monday following Mother's Day. Mother's Day. Democrats think that men can have babies. There's a lot wrong with them, isn't there? There's a lot wrong. But a very good Monday to you, and it's true. The Pope, and he's from Chicago. He's got he's a family from Chicago, and the family, they're a lot of fun, as it turns out, and they have funny stuff online, funny things. I was laughing this morning and sharing on text threads these tweets and things being shared by the fun stuff. The Pope. I got to say, the Pope's family looks like it could be a lot of fun. I'm thinking the Pope might be fun, too. You saw the video of him at the Chicago White Sox game a while back, and it was when they were in the World Series, so it was some time ago. But a lot of fun. And no, they're not Cubs fans. They're Sox fans, but that's great stuff, wonderful stuff. And the brother of the Pope, Lou Prevost, he shares other people's tweets on this Twitter platform. Have you seen this? And it turns out that Lou Prevost, he shares other people's tweets, and the media is attacking him for sharing the brother of the Pope is being attacked for sharing other people's tweets, even from years ago, and the media doesn't care. They're a gang of jackals, almost like these Democrat members of Congress violently attacking federal law enforcement officers and assaulting them. They need to go to prison, I think, in El Salvador. They need to get a haircut. We'll fly them down there. They'll get a Democrat judge to say you can't do that. No, just push them out of the plane over the Gulf of America. It's the Gulf of America. It's like that. But Lou Prevost, he reposted somebody's tweet, and it's got from 2024. That's just last year for Democrats following along. And the Pope's brother, Lou Prevost, reposting a photograph of the Statue of Liberty from stem to stern, from top to bottom, and the Statue of Liberty meme. It's a meme. It says, where does it say, bring me your hostile, freeloading beep holes waving their own flags? Waving their own flags. Where does it say? And the Pope's brother posted that. I'm like, all right, I'll buy this guy a beer. You know, we'd be good. We could hang out. That's good stuff. Really fun. And and the New York Post with a story on the same topic as well. They've got new Pope Leo XIV's brother shared gross post calling Nancy Pelosi drunk beep, and it's a word that you can't use here. It's one of these words you can't use here. And the brother, it's not his tweet. He reposted somebody else's tweet. A video of Nancy Pelosi when she was very young, a long time ago. But one of Pope Leo XIV's brothers put up a series of pro-Trump posts online. That means on the internet, in case Democrats are out there, and shared one that called Nancy Pelosi a drunk beep, and it's a four-letter word, and it refers to an anatomical feature. A resplendent, wonderful anatomical feature. Before his sibling was elected pontiff. Pontiff. That's interchangeable with pope, the word pontiff. According to a report, the cache of Facebook posts from Louis Prevost, 73 years old, indicate the Pope's eldest sibling is an ardent MAGA fan who has no love for Democrats. Well, sure, he's probably Catholic, so he's on the side of God and the angels and the left on the side of after-school Satan Club and firebombing the Jews. Just, two of their highlights, two of their features right now. Amazing stuff. So the news media very upset. One lewd post, he reportedly shared a video of Nancy Pelosi speaking in 1996 with the caption, "These beeping liberals crying about tariffs is just unreal. Do they not know that there is a thing called video? Just listen to this drunk beep." What she has to say in a in the mid-90s, long before her husband had Grindr dates. And I like that, long before her husband had Grindr dates. San Francisco, hitting the head with the hammer. Guy shows up at home late at night. Nancy's out of town. Where are the Capitol Police? Nobody knows. The Grindr dates, what? That means you're looking for gay random sex dates, implying that Nancy Pelosi's husband lives in San Francisco or something like that. In other reported social media screeds, he called for Democrats to be arrested for treason for meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Well, that's all about the timing, isn't it? Louis Prevost, a Florida resident now, also shared a meme that has a picture of a mental institution with the caption, "Where the woke lived before the 1970s." That's pretty good. Where the woke lived before the 1970s. It's a mental institution. And now they're in Congress, aren't they? They're most certainly in Congress. That's where they are. You're, and I love the use of Roman numerals too, don't you? I love that you get to use M and C and X and I and you know what it means. It's like a code. It's like a secret code. Wonderful stuff. But the Pope creating fun because the left is so crazy that when they're not firebombing Jewish governors' homes and things like that, it's just amazing. They're crazy. But we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. President Trump busy. What do we have? A ceasefire between, thanks to Trump, President Trump. We've got a ceasefire between Pakistan and India, two nuclear-armed states, and that's a good thing. President Trump working on reducing the price of pharmaceuticals. It says drugs in the thing. They're hoping that crack and meth will be less expensive, too, because, it's all about their sons. The problem is not our guns, it's your sons. And we've got that going for us. We've got a lot of stories today. President Trump is a big part of a lot of the stories that we have today. There's no doubt about that. But the nice swimming lady who's now an activist, but not a really stupid one, like all the Democrat idiot activists, David Hogg and Greta von Thunberg, and those are the child prophets of the Democrat Party, and they're mental. They all belong in these mental institutions that we had back in the 1970s. Now we've just thrown all the mental cases out on the sidewalk to fend for themselves until they die.
How dare you!
And then we come and get their bodies. Usually. Remarkable stuff. So we've got, Riley Gaines, because she posted a video about the things that President... Do you have that video? Because Riley Gaines, the wonderful Riley Gaines, posted a video online and looking wonderful, and she speaks very well, unlike any Democrat, and remarkable stuff. But Riley Gaines summed up the Trump weekend pretty well.
You want to know what Donald Trump did this weekend? Just this past weekend, Donald Trump mediated a peace deal between India and Pakistan, stopping a potential war. He brokered an in-person meeting between Russia and Ukraine. He announced a new trade deal between the U.S. and China. He ended big pharma U.S. profiteering by slicing prescription drug prices by up to 80%. And he made progress on the release of the final American hostage from the terrorist organization that is Hamas in Gaza. All in the past 48 hours. I'm convinced he just doesn't sleep.
And what did Joe Biden do in 4 years? Oh, well, he got the Ukraine-Russia war going, increased hostilities between India and Pakistan, and did nothing about it. Opened our borders so that gang members could flow in by the hundreds of thousands and illegals by the millions and millions. They're not on our side. I've heard that somewhere before. They're not on our side, and boy, are they not on our side. The Democrat Party, not the party of good. They are the party of after-school Satan Club, though. That's why they're going after the Pope's brother here. And the news media, they're all over it, going after the Pope's brother because it turns out he's not a leftist, commie, pinko, savage, warmongering, organ harvesting, lion Sacagawea. Is it okay to say that he's a lion Sacagawea? I think it is. And in the meantime, a judge temporarily blocks Trump administration from laying off federal employees. Just because you're the president of the United States doesn't mean you're the boss of anybody. Don't you know there's a Democrat-appointed judge out there, and he's the real president of the United States. There are hundreds of presidents of the United States. They're judges, and interestingly, they're all Democrat judges. Amazing. And the Politico attacking him, left-wing rag in Washington. Trump is already obsessed with the midterms. That's another case of projection. That means that Politico is already obsessed with the midterms. Let me just translate this from liberal to English for you. But the Fox News people, Trump announces India-Pakistan ceasefire agreement. Oh, no, that's not in the Washington Post. They can't be in favor of that. In fact, the lead story on the front page of the Washington Post today is Trump leaves for Saudi Arabia this morning. In fact, in the next hour and a half or so, he flies out of Andrews for Saudi Arabia, where he's going to have meetings in the Middle East with the Middle East people. But their headline in the Washington Post, Trump's Mideast focus is business. 4-day trip aims to cement trade ties. Oh, no, trade for the United States, America? Private ventures blurred with foreign policy goals. This is where they start accusing him of profiteering from being president. They never had this when Joe Biden's family was raking in millions and millions from Ukraine and Russia and China. And he lied to us that Hunter Biden was not having any business meetings in China. And we later learned that he was lying, and the Washington Post didn't report that either because they're not in the news business. They're in the Democrat fluffer business. Their tongues must be awful, don't you think? Awful tongues. Amazing stuff. So the India-Pakistan ceasefire, that's good, and that's kind of big because that's war versus peace, And in India and Pakistan, signs of normalcy after weekend ceasefire. Yeah, because war is bad and peace is good. See how that goes? The Washington Post over the weekend with a crazy story. China wood. That's like a knockoff of, a Beatles song, Norwegian wood. China wood. Trump used pencils to sell tariffs. He used pencils to sell tariffs. Can he help pencil cities' last factory? And they went to a pencil factory, and they found an employee who said, God, it's better when we get our wood from China. I think it's better when we get it from the United States and from Canada because they got a lot of wood up there, And no, I'm not talking about Bill Clinton traveling up there. So U.S. and China have hammered out trade deal. There's another story mentioned back there. But U.S. and China hammered out trade deal, U.S. Trade Representative says. That's kind of a big deal. And in Trump, I love this. I went and I got this story from CNN. Trump, in a major concession, says the tariffs on China should be 80%, but will leave it up to Bessent. That's the Treasury Secretary who's negotiating trade deals. But the CNN, they dump all it. This is not journalism. This is politics masquerading as journalism. They're not on our side. So President Trump making peace all over the place and striking trade deals with China and in the Middle East, and the media attacks him for it. Isn't that amazing? And I think that's his job, being president of the United States. Amazing stuff. Also, the president, is he getting a new 747 from Qatar? That's an Arab place. And he's headed to the region there today. 747, a big old 747 that Qatar is offering President Trump because Boeing is dragging their feet getting the new Air Force Ones online. And Qatar saw this in the papers. They got the internet over there now. And they said, hey, we got a plane we could throw you over here. Boeing is looking bad. Boeing, one of the great companies in the history of the world, looking bad at the moment. But we've got, and then the Democrats storming, violently attacking the ICE facility in New Jersey because they want to break out gang members and set them loose on the American people because the Democrat Party, they're a pack of animals and they're not on our side. We are at 888-630-9625. Chris here with a list of things that none of us should trust. The Washington Post, the New York Times, anything on CNN. Here's a list of things that I do trust. The Washington Times. Support real journalism for just $1 a week at washingtontimes.com/Chris. Hey, we have some Reverend Al Charlatan coming up today. He's a big supporter of Democrat members of Congress attacking police and assaulting them, and then thinking that there should be no consequences for that. It's January 6th all over again, but a little bit different, a little twist, because now the elected Democrats I've got that coming up. They're mental, and they're violent. Let's go to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Josh, calling from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Josh, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning, sir. I'm just trying to stop laughing. I just want to let you know, I just discovered your show about a month ago. I've been looking for a replacement since the great Maharishi is no longer and got to go home to be with the Lord and Savior. And I got to say, I love it. I play it loud and proud at work, and I like to watch everybody's heads turn when I'm playing it. And I just wanted to thank you for doing the Lord's work. And sounds like the Pope's brother's an all right dude.
Yeah, I want to send him a 12-pack, and I want to hang out with him. There's no doubt about it. Hey, he's got a sense of humor. He knows what's right and wrong. And one of his brothers just retired as the principal of a Catholic school. And we were talking about this over the weekend. It's kind of a bummer for the kids at the Catholic school that he's not still there, that he retired. He should go back to work at the Catholic school. Oh, yeah, our principal is the Pope's brother. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, my daughter's in 10th grade, and I'd send her there, and we're not even Catholic.
Well, Catholic schools are welcoming to everyone.
Well, I'm in the most liberal part of the state here, and we got the university and everything like that. And the local affiliate is KFAY here, 1030 KFAY, and praise the Lord, I found that station. I remember it when I was a kid, but I've forgotten that it was on AM. And I found it, and that's how I came across you.
Well, thank you very kindly, Josh. That is really great. Very, very nice words. And I'm glad that KFAY is a part of your life again. And that's why, the Democrats are trying to do away with AM radio. This is how sinister these people are. The Democrat Party is a violent death cult, a terrorist criminal organization from the Confederate States of America and the KKK to the Students for a Democratic Society and the Weather Underground and the Sudanese Liberation Army. And they're the people firebombing Jewish Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's governor's mansion. They're the people using Molotov cocktails. That was 2 Molotov cocktails for the Jewish governor in Pennsylvania. That was a one-day story for the news media. That's not January 6th or anything because, they care very deeply about Ashley Babbitt being murdered by a racist police officer. But never mind that. The Democrats, they love violence, political violence, mob political violence. And that does not preclude the possibility of Democrat members of Congress, elected members of Congress who are Democrats, perpetrating violent acts, but they do it in a noble cause. On behalf of illegal alien gang members who want to rape and murder their way through the United States of America, and the Democrats, they applaud that. I'm applauding. They oh, gang members, we love non-English speaking, tattooed illegal alien gang members loose on our streets. We want them in our junior high school daughter's shower room at school because the Democrat Party is unwell in myriad ways. Now, here's a headline from the wonderful Gateway Pundit. The Gateway Pundit. Quote, I touch whoever I want. Beep. And that's Mother Beeper. And this is a Democrat member of Congress. That's being quoted in the headline on the Gateway Pundit. Breaking news. ICE, the Immigration Customs Enforcement, not just for dropping in your cocktails anymore. ICE body cam footage shows Dem rep LaMonica MacGyver. She doesn't know any sneaky tricks, though. She doesn't know how to, she's no MacGyver, that's for sure. But she might be a LaMonica. Whatever that is. LaMonica, we were singing this morning. Because I had, there's the Marx Brothers song about Lydia the Tattooed Lady, right? Lydia the Tattooed Lady. And then when Monica Lewinsky came along, who I knew very well and worked with and gave a ride home, all the way home. And Monica Lewinsky, I wrote a little song about her. Monica, oh, have you seen Monica? Monica, the White House intern. And the lyrics from there I can't really do on the radio. But LaMonica, now her name is LaMonica. I'm not sure what that is. LaMonica MacGyver, verbally and physically assaulting federal agents. And that's okay because she's a Democrat and she's a WOC. She's a woman of color. And therefore the Democrats say she can use nuclear weapons on New York City, and she's still the victim of the story because the Democrat Party trying to make up for their actual history of slavery and racism and lynching and murder and abortion. And, they're not welcome in decent households, are they? All right, so let's go to soundbite. We actually have it as soundbite number 1 today. Don't very often start at soundbite number 1 for some reason, but here we are. This is police body cam footage released because Democrat members of Congress violently assaulted federal police officers in uniform because they're trying to stage a jailbreak of illegal alien gang members who are rapists and murderers and human traffickers. And the Democrats say, hey, they're like us. And here's the body cam footage number 1. Democrat members of Congress violently attacking federal police officers because of their mental illnesses and their pro-crime. Hey, you hear the slapping and the smacking? Hey, LaMonica, Congresswoman. Now, the great piece and the Gateway pundit Christina Layla with the story, lock her up and expel her from Congress. ICE body cam footage showed Democrat Representative LaMonica MacGyver verbally abusing and physically assaulting federal agents at a detention facility in Newark, New Jersey. The mayor there is a communist, racist criminal, too. But we'll get to him in a minute. Democrat Representative LaMonica MacGyver, the woman in the red jacket they're pointing out, physically attacked ICE agents at Delaney Hall Detention Facility in Newark, New Jersey on Friday. Democrat members of Congress and Newark Mayor Ras Baraka. I Googled Ras Baraka. There's another Ras Baraka. He's one of the leaders of ISIS in Libya. But never mind that. This is what Democrats like. Oh, his name is Ras Baraka. I'll vote for him. I looked him up over the weekend. Looks like half his family has been murdered by people that they hang out with. Ras Baraka went to inspect, that's the word that he used, the Delaney Hall Detention Facility in New Jersey when a violent altercation broke out amid a breach. See, the remarkable stuff. Now, back in February, ICE announced that it was expanding the detention capacity at the Delaney Hall facility, and that made him very angry. So the crooked left-wing radical extremist mayor and these lunatic mental case Democrat members of Congress, they showed up to violently attack, presumably, no other possible explanation, to stage a breakout like it's Bolivia in the 1870s or Yemen today, because the left might as well be a gang of Yemeni Houthi rebels, the Democrat Party. And here again, police body cam with LaMonica MacGyver. That's LaMonica, and she's screaming mother beepers at and violently assaulting the police. She should have been tased, nightstick to the ground, handcuffed, leg restraints, dragged away on her belly to be thrown in a detention facility, not in New Jersey, but I think in El Salvador, where she'd get, that comes with a free haircut, doesn't it? Gets a free haircut. Because this is LaMonica, and she's violently assaulting the police. It's on video, and the entire Democrat Party says, so what? She's a WOC. The body cam, LaMonica, that's it. She attacks a typical lefty, leftist, radical extremist, communist pig dogs. They attack the police, violently assault the police, trying to break out illegal alien gang members from a detention facility. And then she's going to have the police arrested.
I'm filing a complaint. You can't talk to a congresswoman like that. And you got to put your hands on me, you will pay.
You put your hands on me, you will pay. Had he not, and I think it was a woman up front too, had they not stopped the members of Congress, all these illegal alien gang members would be, raping and murdering, probably just in New Jersey. Well, they'd go to New York too. They could take the train, and like that illegal alien raped the dead body on the subway train in New York, because the Democrats want more of that. That's what the Democrat Party wants more of. Then there is the extremist mayor, Ras Baraka. That's R-A-S, not R-O-S-S or anything like that. That would be normal and Western, because that's not who these people are. But this Ras Baraka guy, he's running for governor of New Jersey. Good luck, New Jersey. Honestly, you people. But Ras Baraka is the mayor of Newark, and he was there for the violent criminal riot attack on police officers. Remember January 6th? They've kind of turned the tables on that. They've got the members of Congress violently attacking the police, federal police, and assaulting them. Wasn't everybody sentenced to prison if you assaulted a police officer on January 6th at the Capitol? Because you can't be assaulting federal police officers, and I certainly agree with that. And now the Democrat members of Congress are violently assaulting federal police officers. Honestly, I think tasers, nightsticks, leg restraints, cuffs, and years in prison. Democrat Mayor Ras Baraka
was there for at least an hour and a half before some folks from HSI came. Of all people, comes right to me. That's why I think it's targeted. Finally waits till I'm outside of the gate. And,
what?
The agents came out, ICE agents came outside where I was and tried to arrest me there, and they did.
They tried to, not only did they try to arrest you there, they did. Well, that's because, unlike you, they're good at their jobs. But never mind any of that. Again, Ras Baraka, I mentioned, both Ras Baraka's sister, Kameko, in the 1980s, and his daughter, Shani, in the early 2000s, were murdered in homophobic attacks. Now, wait a minute. So his sister and his daughter were both homosexuals, and they were both murdered in homophobic attacks, right? Yeah. In a moving open letter, Ras Baraka condemned not only the actual ignorant Negro, homophobic, male chauvinist, black woman-hating murderer as a person, but as an idea, a philosophy, an ideology roaming through so many minds. I'm sorry, what? Baraka's writings, are undeniably and deliberately abrasive. It had to be. This is how the story is written. So those are his words, not my words, of course. But so wait a minute. His sister and his daughter were both murdered. They were both allegedly gay. They were both murdered by what he calls ignorant Negro, homophobic, male chauvinist, black woman-hating murderer. This is your Democrat Party today. The fact that these people have been elected to office is just appalling. And the Democrats want more of this because the Democratic Party is violently, criminally insane. And then the Democrat Congresswoman from New Jersey, LaMonica, and by the way, Ras Baraka was on MSDNC, soundbite I just played over the weekend with the Reverend Al Charlatan, because where else would he be, honestly? So New Jersey Democrat LaMonica MacGyver And, the MacGyver part is funny, but that's that's it. So she then decided that it was time to blame the Trump administration.
This is just what this administration does. This is a pattern of behavior that we see from the administration, making things difficult, causing chaos. I mean, not allowing lawmakers to do their jobs. They can treat an elected official like that at the federal level. They can do anything.
If a member of Congress can violently assault federal law enforcement while attempting to stage a jailbreak of illegal alien gang members, then they can do anything. You're a cancerous tumor on the rectum of civilization. You're and did she say pattern?
This is a pattern of behavior.
Pattern. What is a pattern exactly? I look at that's if she's trying to say pattern, she added a syllable and letters, and that's not a recognizable word. But that's LaMonica MacGyver. And she went on CNN, which used to be a news organization, but isn't anymore.
It was a very tense situation.
You think?
It unfortunately did not have to be like that. They created that.
You created
confrontation. They created that chaos.
You created that.
And then ultimately went to arrest the mayor of the largest city of New Jersey, who is my mayor and my constituent. And it was very difficult to watch that happen.
She lost a letter in constituent there. LaMonica. She plays the harmonica. She's the LaMonica, the Congress lady.
The reason why we were there in the first place, to have a tour of this facility
had
just opened up on May 1st. It had over 100 detainees. We were getting reports prior to our tour that children were there. We did not know the status of the facility or the status of the detainees. And so that is why we showed up there to do our job as members, and New Jerseyans count on us to do our job. Immigration has been something that's in the back doors, in the backyards of New Jersey, and it's our jobs to make sure everything is running properly at this facility.
Yeah, well, how'd that go? So you showed up and violently attacked the police and tried to storm the place. Nightsticks, tear gas, handcuffs dragged away on your belly to the ground. Another Democrat Congresswoman, Bonnie Watson Coleman, was there too.
Nothing happened other than the chaos that they created themselves. If anything, we were pushed and shoved and found in a very vulnerable situation.
Now, are they aware that videotape exists? Because but CNN, she was on CNN, and these radicals are on CNN, and they're watching the video and not saying, but I see you violently attacking the police who are guarding a federal facility where criminals are being held. Bonnie Watson Coleman, CNN.
If they can do this to 3 federally elected officials with the authority to come and do their job, and they can then also lock up the mayor of the largest city in the state of New Jersey who is on public property, I understand the fear that I keep getting information on. People just are afraid of this un-American hyperactivity, this weaponization of law enforcement, and the consistent lying at all levels to try to cover up for the wrong and the unlawful activities that ICE did on that day.
Is illawful kind of like being unlawful? Is that the illawful? These are members of Congress in the United States of America. There should be an IQ test. There should be a literacy test, a language test. And they picked Joe Biden. I now understand how Joe Biden became the Democrat Party's candidate, become president of the United States. The Democrat Party is a mob. And I mean no insult to, Italian-American organized crime mobsters, because much rather hang out with them. These people are unwell. They're violent. They're Democrat members of Congress. And there's more of this coming up because they're not done. And the Reverend Al Charlatan is part of the show, too.
This is a pattern of behavior.
President Trump at the White House talking to the press again, exhausting them once again. Before President Trump leaves the White House aboard Marine One, the helicopter, flies to Joint Base Andrews to board Air Force One. He's going to fly first, actually, to England and then to Saudi Arabia. But President Trump came out and talked about bringing peace to the world and brokering ceasefires, at least, with the Houthis in Yemen, between India and Pakistan, who are warring with one another right now. And President Trump, a very busy weekend, and he came out and he took a shot at the press, Mike, and he said, it's been a really great weekend, a lot of good stuff. Of course, you'll find something to complain about, he said.
It's a big day. Should be fun. I don't know. You'll maybe find reasons why it's not, but I can't imagine because we have a lot of great things happening. It's been a very strong week.
Very strong week. A lot of great stuff to talk about. And I'm going to share President Trump's remarks with you coming up shortly. More Democrat congressional violence against federal police on behalf of illegal alien gang members who they love, but they want to defund the police. They hate the police and America, too. In the meantime, Michael, let's go to the telephones. Let's go to Robert, calling from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Robert, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, good morning, Chris.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, I wanted to know why didn't any of the ICE agents shoot any of the Democrats in the neck while they were rioting and ransacking the buildings there?
Like Ashley Babbitt?
Exactly. Isn't it authorized, and then you're guaranteed a promotion and at least a medal?
Like Officer Byrd of the U.S. Capitol Police, who was paraded around like a hero by the Democrat Party and members of Congress because he shot and killed an unarmed woman without any opportunity to stand down or no use of non-lethal force. The police officer, Byrd, black, Ashley Babbitt, 12-year veteran of the U.S. Air Force, honorably served, shot and killed. She was white. And shot and killed by Officer Byrd. And the Democrats celebrated that. Yeah, good question, Robert. Why didn't the ICE agents just shoot these radical members of Congress who were attacking the police, assaulting the police, and trying to stage a prison break of illegal alien gang members? I've got more on that coming up. Thanks, Robert.